Hello, hello. Yeah. All right, let's call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, if you could call a roll, please.
Mayor Bobo,
Here.
Mr. Calvo is absent. Ms. Garcia Robes,
Present.
Ms. Pacheco is absent. Ms. Perez, Mr. Rodriguez,
Present.
Mr. Tumidor is absent. Mr. Zogby,
Present.
Mr. Chair, you have enough members to conduct business.
All right, thank you. And for all the audience members, this first portion of the meeting is the Charter School Oversight Committee, not the regular council meeting. That'll start immediately after that. Madam Clerk, if you could please lead us in the invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance led by Board Member Rodriguez.
Lord, we ask for your continued blessing upon our city. We ask that you grant the members of this committee wisdom and understanding in every decision they face. Amen.
Everybody rise, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Board Member. Madam Clerk, if you could please read the meeting guidelines.
All lobbyists must register with the city clerk. As a courtesy to others, please refrain from using cellular telephones or other similar electronic devices in the council chamber. A maximum of 3 speakers in favor and 3 speakers in opposition will be allowed to address the committee on any one item. Each speaker's comments will be limited to 3 minutes. No signs or placards in support of or in opposition to an item or speaker shall be permitted within the council chamber. Any person, whether participating via the web platform, telephonic conferencing, or physical presence at City Hall, interested in making comments or posing questions on matters of public concern or on any item on the agenda may do so during the meeting. Members of the public may address the committee on any item pertaining to related business during the comments and questions portion of the meeting. A member of the public is limited to 1 appearance before the committee, and the speaker's comments will be limited to 3 minutes. The public can view public meetings on the city's YouTube page.
All right, thank you. Let us take care of any technical thing that we have here on the computer.
You can keep yelling.
We could keep yelling. Is that we could do that? Okay. All right, any comments or questions on today's agenda? Comments or questions? Name and address for the record. Okay, never mind then. Okay, any questions or comments on school board or the board, the Cohia Charter School Oversight Committee? Showing none. Are there any announcements or corrections to the agenda?
No,
Madam
sir.
Clerk? Okay, board members, we're on the consent agenda.
Motion.
We have a motion to approve
Second.
Second.
and a second. Any questions or debate on the consent agenda? Madam Clerk, call a roll.
Ms. Garcia Robes? Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mayor Bobo?
Yes,
Motion carries. The consent agenda has passed.
very well. Thank you. Okay, we're now on item 9A. Read the item.
Request to approve the balance sheet unaudited general ledger and the statement of revenue expenditures and changes in fund balance audited as of March 31st, 2024.
Very well. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Questions or debates on this item? Okay, showing none, call a roll.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mayor Bobo?
Yes,
Ms. Garcia Robes? Motion carries. The item has passed.
read the next item.
Request to approve the updated 2023 through 2024 City of Hialeah Educational Academy proposed budget.
Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
We have a motion
And second.
and a second. Questions or debate on item B? Showing none, call a roll.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mayor Bobo?
Yes,
Ms. Garcia Robes? Motion carries. The item has passed.
thank you. We're now on presentation, school initiative. Principal Alvarez, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor and Oversight Board members. We come before you today with the school initiative report. So want to let you all know, and we forward this to you extremely proud of how our students performed in the FAST and the EOC assessments this past year. You have some data before you, and I'll just glance through some highlights, or just so you have an idea. When we tested our students at the commencement of the school year, this table shows the percentage of students that were proficient. And then when we tested and assessed at the end of the year, as board member Monica Perez knows, as an educator, right, what we want to see is growth. And what we're looking is really how much growth is there from one school year. So just a couple of highlights. Our sixth graders came in at 53% proficient. On their way out, they're at 72% proficient. Our seventh graders had enormous gains. They came in at 40% proficient, ended up at 71, had a 31% gain. Eighth graders came in at 36, finished off at 66. Our ninth graders at 36, finished off at 70. Our 10th graders came in at 39, finished in at 64% proficient. Our sixth grade math, they came in at 23, ended up at 73% proficient growth. Seventh grader, 17, up to 51. Eighth grade, 9% of those students were proficient, all the way up to 66. So we saw enormous growth. If you can go to the next slide, please. This is a breakdown. So in 612, we're graded in 6th through 8th in ELA and math, and then 6th through 8th, and then 9 and 10 as well for high school. And in mathematics, we're graded 6th through 8th, and then in high school in algebra 1 and geometry. And then, of course, in middle school, our students test in social sciences and civics and U.S. history, and in science in the 8th grade FCAT and the biology. So just one that I really want to highlight. Last year, our biology students, our high school students that tested in biology EOC, we had a 67% proficiency, and 85% of those kids passed. It's been a banner year, and I think it kind of culminates and brings all this together. What we're doing at Cohia through our interventions, through our tutoring, through our core instruction. At the end of the day, I'm a board member as well. And one of the things that I definitely want to see is that my students are learning and my students are growing. Maybe I'm not too heavy on seeing a huge growth of proficiency, but I do want to see a huge growth of academic growth from one year to the other. And obviously, this data is a testament to that. If you go to the next slide, kind of we're showing you the difference between 2023, 2024. All the lines in ELA are upright. So we are looking at significant increases from one year, how we did last year in English language arts and reading, and how we did and how our students responded this year in English language arts and reading. Next. And then math, we're always going to have some opportunities for growth, even though we declined in some areas. Obviously, there was also growth as well. So we'll be working collectively within this department. I think this is a department that we're going to have a heavy emphasis on, even though the percentage scores still surpass the state and district averages. There was a slight decline, and we'll be working with my administrative team diligently this summer to make sure that we're hiring highly qualified teachers, and 2, that we're providing all the professional development and putting the pieces in place to make sure that our students succeed. Next slide. Science, upward trend. Next slide. Is, it's showtime, like we like to say. The final to this year's journey is our commencement will be tomorrow. I know some of you have RSVP'd. I know that this will be the last board meeting, Mayor, under the current structure. And I wanted to just take a few seconds to not everybody knows, but this board, under the different elected officials that have come through this dais and through this city hall, has served our students and our school for the past 16 years. And I think it's a testament of the leadership that's been behind the city, that understands that aside from local government and all the plethora of responsibilities that brings, that also, like, our biggest investment is the students in this community, and making sure that we provide a charter, a school that's highly performing, providing educational options for students that not only come to our school, but give back to our community, whether in 911 dispatch and telecommunications, or working for the Parks and Recreation Department, or being police officers for our municipality, where we have alumni that serve as our school resource officers on our campus, 3 of them actually 5 days out of the week. And it kind of, the story comes full circle. Me being a kid in Hialeah, growing up in this community, teaching swim lessons at Mylander, working at Walker Pool, that my calling was to give back to my community in the field of education, and how we're transpiring that same energy to our students and say, you live in a beautiful city, you live in a great community. What better than it come full circle than you serve in different facets in the city of Hialeah, whether it be in law enforcement or the fire department, Parks and Rec, 911 telecommunications. It's been an honor to kind of stand before you the last 16 years and be your principal. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of all our hearts, right? This is my administrative team, my assistant principal, Chrissy Gonzalez, my administrative assistant, Leonette Gouache, my lead teacher, Marilyn Orta, my assistant principal, Ms. Carbojosa, that I can tell you that these ladies, they lead with their heart, and we always do everything in the best interest. All the decisions at Cohia are driven for the best interest of the kids and what's best for the kids. And I also, as we get ready to close out, getting ready for these board meetings, and Marbellis can attest to that, the amount of work that, everybody sees the tip of the iceberg. Nobody sees the bottom of it. So, the amount of work and collaboration between the school and the city to put these agenda items and balance budgets to have them come before you, really, Ms. Sharon Diezik, it's been and I know she's somewhere in the crowd. It's been an honor to work with her, a true professional. We hold her accountable, like she definitely holds us accountable, to put this stuff together, to come before you. And it's been a pleasure to have her serve as our charter liaison for the city and work with her so many years. It's not a goodbye. It's more like I'll see you later. Because once a bulldog, always a bulldog. And on behalf of Cohia, our students, our faculty, our parents, and all stakeholders, we have a token of appreciation. I think it's the least we can do to the board and to the mayor for really understanding that our true investment, our biggest investment is children, and how we can position them, because they are the next generation that will be leading this great country and this great community. And we've said it once and we'll continue to say it again. There's no doubt about it that Cohia does have holds the future council members of this city, even have a possible future mayor, especially with students already serving, like Mikey Hidalgo on the Educational Advisory Board. So again, it's been an honor. I'll see you later. Not a goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. And Mayor, no pressure, but the speech that you gave last year has resonated among our halls. So
Oh, Lord.
make sure to deliver.
No pressure. We'll try to bring it tomorrow. We'll try.
Arbeli, do we just put it on their desk?
Sure, I can hand it to them.
Want me to put it on Brian?
No, thank you, thank you. Before we adjourn, the meeting, and, Kohia always gives out some great swag. Uh, Hopefully, we're still on your, Christmas list, for Yetis and, hats that come in handy in the keys. Before we adjourned, I don't know if anybody on the board wanted to make any comments.
Through the
Board
chair.
member, you're recognized.
Thank you. Mr. Alvarez, Carlos Alvarez, my friend for decades, and your whole staff, thank you for the great job you do. You've made us proud. You have brought a great school to Hialeah. I love your presentations, and today you're open and honest. You tell us your achievements and you tell us your challenges, and then you present a plan of action. I'm sorry this is the last meeting, but so we won't hear that from now on, but we know that even if we don't hear it, it'll be in place and you're always going to keep improving. Thanks for the great job you've done. It's been a pleasure ever since I met you 30 years ago, and it'll continue to be a pleasure, and it's not goodbye. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Any other board member? Just for
I
my,
guess I'll say something.
yes, go ahead.
Seeing it from this perspective has always been really enlightening as a teacher, and being able to see how you guys function and, so seamless between the administrators, the students that want to come back, that you guys hire them to be teachers or to help in some kind of manner. It just shows the love that you guys have in the school. And being there last year, the graduation was just so moving, seeing how all the kids would hug you and kiss you and say, thank you for helping me with my graduation and my scholarship papers. It was just a really beautiful experience to be a part of the family. So thank you guys, and continue doing God's work in our city.
Outstanding. Thank you. Just for my part, I wanted to, this is a school that started with an idea of helping produce future police and firefighters. And then it became so much more than that. And I think the true testament of the work being done by the faculty there, the administration and the students, because the students have to buy into what's going on to help achieve numbers, is the constant waiting list. All of us have received a call at one point or another. I'm trying to get my kid into Kohia. Do you know somebody that could help? And that's a testament of kids and parents making a conscious decision with a lot of options that we have in our community, thankfully, of wanting to have their kids there. This disengagement, so to speak, is only a functional disengagement. There's still a lot of collaboration that continues to happen between the city and the school, and that probably will go on for as long as there's a city and a Kohia. That collaboration will continue. I too look forward to the success of many of your children. I know that tomorrow when I go and speak at the graduation, I'm going to hear about the ones that are going to Florida State, the ones that are going to Florida, the ones that are going all over the country, some that'll serve in the military, all that comes out of this cocoon that is Hialeah. And, we hope that wherever they go, they take the fact that they came out of this city with a lot of pride and a reminder that, they are standing on perhaps the failed dreams of parents and grandparents that had to flee Cuba, Nicaragua. We know the story, and they're standing on their shoulders, right? And hopefully they will be very successful, but never, ever forget where they came from. And as you said earlier, once a bulldog, always a bulldog. So God bless all of you for the work that you do. Thank you. We can take a picture. Let's get down to take a picture. Okay, and just so we move along, because we have a packed agenda for the next meeting, this meeting is officially adjourned, but we'll go down to